Varsity Club, welcome back to another classic. This is the biggest week of the season. Look, I know we lost to USC, but this is the biggest week. Normally we meet Michigan, it's sort of like a conference championship sort of thing. We don't really play them in the regular season all that much, but this year they're number 1, we're number 7. We're trying to get that crown back. Michigan still has a very good roster. They are led by Ryan Douglas, their redshirt junior quarterback, but I don't really feel like they're that good. I mean, a quarterback, they are starting a true freshman who doesn't really have high speed, but it seems like he's still pretty good. At wide receiver, they've got Paul Miller, their senior receiver, who's got dumb fast speed and acceleration. So we got to obviously watch out for him, as well as Michael Smith. And then they have Mike Walker as well, who again, very talented. The receiving core is good, but here's why I don't think they're that good. When you actually dive into their schedule, they played U of L and they barely beat them. They had to go to overtime and beat them by 3. They played Minnesota and they barely beat them, again, winning by 3. I feel like they're beatable. And when you throw in the fact that we have the number 1 Heisman guy in Jason Barr, who just ran for 300 yards and caught 48 yards through the air, I feel like our chances are high. Now, Johnny Turner, who did drop down on like number 4, number 5 last week, bounces back up to number 3. We're still seeing Derek Robinson, the redshirt freshman there, the number 2 spot. Vince Ford is still there. And now we've seen Avery Alston, the senior running back for The Ohio State University, start to emerge as well. But from a top 25 standpoint, Michigan does have the number 1 seed, but a lot of people are thinking that Notre Dame has a very good chance to challenge them. Obviously, their redshirt freshman quarterback is helping. UNC and Clemson and Miami are all sitting there in your top 5. Florida State's right ahead of us. Penn State, Nebraska, USC, again, now getting into the top 10, with Alabama trying to get back in the top 10. Alabama's had some really bad years, but they're starting to sort of ultimately bounce back a little bit. You see Ohio State's now, again, falling back a little bit. They ended up losing to LSU in the previous week. SMU goes from 25 to 24, and Oklahoma reappears in the top 25 countdown after a rocky start to the season. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up like too far yet, but this guy, Patrick McDonald, could be a game changer for our program. He is a 5-star, and I know a lot of you guys are like, you don't ever get 5 stars. This could be the one. If you look at what he's got, 88 speed, 84 acceleration. He actually has 85 throw power and 80 accuracy, which you sort of can't see because I'm hiding it with my camera at the moment. He's got 75 carrying, 78 ball carrier vision, 90 juke move, 88 spin move, 87 elusiveness. Y'all know we like to run. You know we like mobile quarterbacks. This dude could be a game changer. And as it currently stands, we're bringing him in week number 8. We could have brought him for the Michigan game, but because Michigan is also a team that's somewhat recruiting him, they're 4,000 points down. I didn't want to risk him seeing Michigan beat us and then being like, well, I want to go there instead, and then we lose this dude. We are currently winning. We've got a ways to go, but I'm optimistic. And as for Kellen Motuapuaka, who ended up visiting our team last week, we are now ahead by 1,280 points, but Texas does have a visit coming in week number 6. He's 90% locked. It's going to be a battle. And the other player we had visiting was Brian Wilkins, who again had a really good time. If you look at what his ultimate visit was, it was 950 points. We got 450 from the bonus. Tennessee's trying to visit, as is Penn State and obviously Clemson, but I think with where we are right now, 98% locked, it's a matter of time. He's going to be coming here. You look at the rankings, Purdue is sitting at the very top on their side with USC just behind them, Nebraska, and then we are sitting in the 4th spot. We're not used to that. And then on Michigan's side, well, they're sitting at the top, but hopefully not for long, especially after this game. A rivalry filled with bad blood and a whole lot of trash. So we're going to see what we got against the number 1 team in the nation, Michigan, that team up north. They've assembled an incredible team, and look, it's our job to make sure that they don't have anything happy about on their little trip back up north. And while their offense is really what's getting most of the pub, it's honestly their defense that's been the stellar show out so far. But you know who's been the stellar show out for us? Jason Barr, with a whole lot of room here to try to make something happen. Dropped on a dime, made that man look silly, and he gets a big first down. You love to see that as well. I mean, we get 50+ yards with Jason Barr. We see Cedric Thornton get a confidence boost by getting a good passing game started for himself. And you see Sean Stewart burst through the middle and pick up what looks to be almost 15. I mean, look, after a crazy week where Jason Barr ran for an insane amount of yards, it's important that we sort of, keep him solid for the future. We want to make sure Stewart gets a handful of carries, but Barr's going to get the lion's share of them, and he does just that. 6 yards, touchdown, we got the lead. Time to see what Michigan's offense is looking like. Again, we saw their defense. We ran right through them. What does their offense have in store? A little check down pass here. Goes to their tight end, and he picks up 8. A lot of heavy sets right now for Michigan. Put their quarterback underneath center. We got a little bit of a blitz here. A little pressure on him, but he finds a wide open tight end for the 2nd time. Hemphill misses the tackle, but Tim Wade brings him down. Got to imagine that run game gets shown off sometime soon. Looks like it's going to be on this play here. Jake Coleman gets absolutely stiff-armed to death, and Quentin Nash picks up 3. Fullback comes in the game as well. They're sticking with the pass. Douglas is out here scrambling. We got a couple of guys ready, and he still gets the first down, 11 big yards. So far in this game, defense is definitely optional. We're finding that out very quickly. Walker's going to move into the backfield. Little play action. They go right back to the tight end, who's been a major part of this offense. Gonna play for the pass on second and short. They go for something, and Hemphill's got him. Mike Hemphill, who has been non-existent on defense the past couple of weeks. He's been doing it on special teams, doing it on offense here and there. He's going to take that one and go all the way to the house, running it up a little bit here. You love to see it. Mike Hemphill, get yourself one. Mike Hemphill is known to take some gambles, and those gambles haven't necessarily paid off so far this season, but good Lord. He finds one, takes one, and goes all the way to the house. You'd love to see that. Michigan had an incredibly promising drive there, but it did not pay off for them at all. They go with another big run. We're going to try to bring him down. Big hit by Bernard Harvey. Drops Roberts after 12. First and 10. They go again. The slants are absolutely destroying us right now. DeMel Hill, though, delivers a crucial blow. Right now, we're having a really tough time stopping it. Michigan definitely feels like they've gotten a solid game plan. I'm sure Ryan Douglas is a little afraid to throw Hemphill's way at least. And honestly, that's the boost this team is definitely needed. To see something on defense like that from a guy like Hemphill, who's gotten so many records soon to be broken by himself. You need to see that, but you don't need to see this big play by Mike Walker going for 16. Michigan knows how important this drive is. They cannot come out here down 14-0 and not convert any points whatsoever. Stephen Lowe not quite there. Hemphill, though, gets a tackle, drops him after 2. Defense has got to tighten up a little bit here. Coleman watching them around. They go with the counter. This ball's going up the middle. DeMel Hill can't get the tackle, but Tim Wade delivers a hard hit for 11. Gonna do our best here, first and goal. Trying to get pressure. Nash goes out to the edge. We're trying to get it with Cole, and then he runs everybody over. Quentin Nash is an absolute problem, and he proved it on that play. Bernard Harvey was obviously a little bit shaken up on the sideline there. We think he'll be back for the next drive, but the man got absolutely obliterated. We got our guy Cedric Thornton. Hey, we'll take the 9 yards. Cedric Thornton, not quite the runner that Cedric Reilly was. He's definitely got some accuracy issues and some decision-making issues, but he's still a guy that can get the job done. He finds Jeremy Willis. Willis gets hit hard. You rarely see him drop back like that. Keeping things moving on first and 10. Baker comes in the backfield. We run a little bit of an inverted screen. Jason Barr gets out there, doesn't quite have the blocking he wants, but he still makes a good game. We're definitely trying to pick our poison a little bit better this game, make sure that Thornton doesn't have to make any crazy moves. He can just sort of, find what's open and hit those guys when he needs to. The days of passing 25, 30 times a game, probably not in our future. And I feel like if we are passing that many times, we're probably in trouble. Thornton is out here scrambling beyond belief, has a couple of guys he can maybe go to, eventually gets out of bounds, but how did he not get sacked there? Sean Stewart's coming in the game, 2nd and 6, first quarter's winding down. Stewart doesn't really get the blocking he needs, and he's met immediately with resistance in the backfield. Big 3rd and 8. Thornton makes a quick adjustment. Sees a check down opportunity. It's going to be Barr, and Barr, they're going to say it's 4th and inches. It's Michigan. We got to go for it. We thought a lot about kicking the field goal. We have, again, one of the best kickers, if not the best kicker in the nation, in Kirk Hancock in his senior year, but we decided to go ahead and run it. We believe in the offensive line, but more importantly, we believe in Jason Barr. When we have a lead on this team like this, we have to go out here and try to get as many points on the board as we possibly can. Thornton dropping back. Thornton rotating, sees his guy, throws that one. Gold is going to be out of bounds inside the 5, but it's 22 yards to put us in prime position. Thornton, a perfect 5 for 5 on the afternoon, 100+ yards. I'd love to see what he's doing right now. So much better than the previous week. He's got 6 interceptions, 5 touchdowns in the season, and he's inching to maybe lock that back up. Barr couldn't quite get in the end zone there. We're going to have a little bit of a misdirection. Stewart's going to take this one. Stewart is in the end zone. A new play we haven't really run before, and Sean Stewart's in the end zone. The touchdown vulture strikes again. Going for it on 4th down absolutely paid off. Instead of being up 17-7, we're now up 14 points, which is a huge W at the moment. But again, there's plenty of time left. Second quarter, still 7 minutes left. Michigan knows what they've got to do, and they've got a running back that is very capable of putting points on the board very quickly. Playing the pass here, 2nd and 1. Keeping the blitz coming. Coleman immediately falls down. Looks like he may have hurt his knee, but he is able to get up, and I think he's going to be fine. Coming with a blitz here. Lowe tries to get in the backfield. He can't. Bernard Harvey, who got embarrassed earlier, tackles Nash after 3. The team up north is definitely doing a lot of running right now. They haven't really moved into passing as much. They've had a lot of guys open, but they've just really been going at the run. And honestly, I don't blame them because they're getting some stuff. A way to hit him, DeMel Hill. And that was the backup running back, so it's not as important as, hitting the starting running back that way. But still, you're sending a message that we are trying to lock up this run. But we're just not doing a very good job of it. Keeping one back here. We are blitzing Stephen Lowe. Not a lot of good luck getting to the quarterback, but we do seem to get a stop again. 3rd and short now. Massive play coming up. Coming hard with the blitz. They're going to slide one guy over. We got to watch the running back potentially out of the backfield. They go on one. Hemphill gets burned. Smith is going to get a lead on him, and Hemphill is going to tackle him. But after a great play earlier in the game, he gets burned in the press coverage. Again, not his forte, and we pay. It was a bit of a gamble there. We had press coverage across the board. We thought if we get to the QB quick enough, He can't get rid of it, but we were wrong. He comes back with another great strike. This one to Dylan Davis. 16 yards later, Michigan is going to cut the lead back to single digits. Back and forth, we're trading punches, but really the thing that has turned the tide of this game was that incredible interception by Mike Hemphill. Cedric Thornton goes up the middle this time again for 9 yards. Thornton has really done a good job of just making sure that Michigan has to pay a lot of attention to him. They cannot just key in on Jason Barr or just see what they got out there. They have to make sure they have their eyes on the quarterback, who unleashes one deep. He's got Jeremy Willis, who mosses him. Jeremy Willis with a 36-yard grab. Are you kidding me, big fella? That very well may have been an interception if he doesn't jump over top of that guy and get that. Thornton, though, doesn't have a lot of time, hits the play action, immediately gets hit right after. Got a big 2nd and 18. Thornton back in shotgun. The pocket collapses almost instantaneous, which is something that Cedric Thornton is used to right now. He's going to try to pick up some extra yards, but he gets 6, and it's still make it 3rd and long. Big play here. Thornton absolutely gassed right now. Can't really afford to run with him. He's trying to get away from defenders. It's going to be tough. He mails one back to the middle, which would have been deadly, but instead we're living to kick a field goal. 49-yarder. The wind is blowing 5 yards forward, so I kind of like our chances to get this one in. Hancock again, one of the best in the nation. This one's up. It's got the distance we think it is going to be good. A 49-yarder for Hancock, the longest in the season, I believe so. We'll absolutely take it. We needed every single yard on that one. Again, you can see how close this was to possibly not going in. He had it by about 5 or so yards. Michigan comes out down 10 again. How resilient can their offense be? Watching the halfback out of the backfield, they dump this one down to Dylan Davis, who had a massive gain earlier. Gets an even better one here. He's going to move down the field. Hemphill comes over, gets picked up on a block to Melhill with the tackle. But again, it's another big gain by the passing game for Michigan. Ryan Douglas only has one interception, or one incompletion today, and it was the interception by Mike Hemphill, which obviously did go for a touchdown. He keeps it on the QB keeper. Harvey gets absolutely torched on that one. Bobby Edwards comes all the way from the defensive tackle spot to get him. Ryan Douglas does a lot well, but he's averaging about 100 yards rushing per game. He came into the game with literally 100 yards average, and it's been tough to stop him so far. Those QB keepers have been deadly. Under 2 minutes left. This has been a great drive for Michigan. Need our guys to come over a little bit more. He throws one over Tim Wade. Known for being a big hitter. Tim Wade with the one-handed grab to give us the ball back. Tim Wade was immediately the most popular person on the bench after that play. I mean, an unreal grab to change the tide of this game. Michigan on the cusp of scoring. Now they're going to give the ball to Jason Barr, who can't quite get anything and loses one. We would love to get some points to the board, but we obviously don't want to force anything too much here. Thornton's going to get rid of that once he gets out of the pocket. Just doesn't want to risk it. Big opportunity here for Thornton and company. Can they get out of deep in their own territory? The blitz is immediately there. Thornton sees the guy, floats one up. That's going to be Terrence Williams all the time in the world. A great juke, runs into his own man, and if he doesn't, he might still be scampering. The one thing we love about Cedric Thornton is that his ability to just communicate with his receivers. He stays after practice a lot, trying to catch up on the passing side of this. He finds ways to make sure that when these dudes are open, he hits them, and oh my God, a bobble by Matt Wilson was nearly picked off. 2nd and 10, and what started as being a really tough drive is all of a sudden now looking like it could be potential points for Cascade Valley. Nice little curl route. Jeremy Willis gets hit hard, but he picks up 16. We have all of our timeouts. We got 50 seconds left. Thornton has thrown for 200 yards in the first half, more than he had all of last game. Barr goes up the middle, but they stop him after 2. It's been a rough game for Barr, but honestly, we've said that before. We've seen him come back and set records immediately after. Thornton taking his time. He's going to push up the sideline, gets out of bounds, and it's going to be 3rd and 5. 31 seconds left in the half. A touchdown here would be huge. Even a field goal is fine. We just do not want to turn the ball over. Thornton takes the time, dumps it off to Barr. Barr looking for some room. Doesn't need to score in that exact play. He just got to get the first down. 23 seconds. The clock is going to continue to click. We're not going to waste the timeout just yet. Thornton sees the guy, throws it across the middle with Jeremy Willis, who's already having a great game. A 13-yard touchdown reception. His 4th grab of the game. He's out there. One play before halftime. Michigan has the ball. They're down 17. This is not what they ultimately envisioned. They thought they had a good chance. They've messed up a couple of turnovers here and there. Have definitely hurt him. This ball's going deep. We got guys there. This is picked off by Dwayne Cole in a massive people. He gets that 4 turnovers for Michigan in the first half. One of those you ultimately didn't see, but ended up getting overturned, but they still kept it. But Dwayne Cole comes up big with so many receivers there. He says, nah, that's my football, and we're going into halftime with a 17-point lead because of it. Michigan starts the ball in the second half, and they know they have got to put something together. Quentin Nash has been running all over us. He's going to try to get a big one here as Tim Wade gets him, but he gets 28 more yards. The running game is clicking for them now. Get another heavy front, but we're going to play the pass. If they run, we got guys that can make a stop, and it's Tim Wade who's having a great game now. 5 tackles and counting for Tim Wade, throwing an interception as well. That was a game changer. You might see more, but Hemphill gets torched over here in the corner route. DeMel Hill tries to bring down this receiver. Stephen Lowe pushes him out, but Paul Miller's having a game. I mean, shout out to Ryan Douglas on that, because that man was literally hit as the ball was thrown, and he still found a way to get that to his guy and threw him kind of open there. Quentin Nash up the middle. We have no one to stop him. 10 yards later, he's in, and he's cutting this lead right back to where Michigan wants it. Barr coming back into QB this time. He's obviously going to have his teammate with him there, and Sean Stewart. Probably should have handed that one off, but they sort of had that covered incredibly well. It's been a super tight game. It's down to a 10-point lead. You just got to make sure we take our time, find our guys open, and make some plays happen. And what a block in Williams! Got lifted. Even though Terrence Williams got lifted like John Legend, unfortunately, he didn't get the first down. So Thornton's going to hand this one off to Barr. See if the offensive line can get a little bit of a push. They cannot. A massive stop from Michigan to drop him for a loss of 2, and we've got to honestly punt it. Gonna be honest, didn't sort of expect that kind of resistance from Michigan up the middle. We thought they were gonna be a pushover there. We thought we had the easy down, but we did not. We're gonna try to do a little bit more emphasis on stopping the running game on this drive. It's the one thing that they've been torching us on, but their receivers have also been great as they bring Smith across the middle, and Hemphill misses the tackle as well as Coleman finally gets him. As much as we want to hate on the team up north, look, they're the ¡1 team in the nation for a reason. We lost our title. It's ours to try to gain back, but they are a worthy holder of that title until we dethrone them. Mel Hill's gonna be in coverage on the tight end. We're setting a double blitz. Stephen Lowe sees the guys coming through. Fowler with the hit of the game, though. One more look at it here. I mean, this dude comes across on a little screen. Douglas hits him, and then this man got a concussion like his name is Tom Baker. The one thing Michigan's doing right now is mixing this game plan up incredibly well. We have no idea where the ball's going, and when they go across the middle, we have no one there instead. In my opinion, it's a mix of the play calling, it's a mix of just the scheme, and it's Ryan Douglas, even though he's had all these turnovers, finding ways to make sure that he's given his team the best possible looks to get them in position for a first down. Still plenty of time left here in the third quarter, but Ryan Douglas already over 200 plus yards. He's already got, obviously not Roberts, but the starting running back Nash is already over 100 yards rushing, and now we've got a dude running loose as we have no one even there to get him, and they're inside the 20. Adrian Caddick had a lot of receptions earlier in the game. We didn't really see much of him after that second drive, and now he's right back with his 4th grab of the game. Trying to get the running back. We do bring him down, but Roberts picks up 7. Both running backs in the game for Michigan. Coming through with the blitz, which we've been doing pretty heavily. Douglas, with only Hemphill in front of him, can't quite get in the end zone, but he does get a first. Can our team get a stop here on 1st and goal? We go with what looks like a read option, but they end up running into Chris Bass, who pushes his guy all the way in the backfield, and Diggs loses 5. That play does not happen if Chris Bass doesn't push his guy all the way back into the backfield just like that. If he's just at a normal spot, normal depth, that guy's in there completely easy. After a great touchdown-saving tackle, here we are, 3rd and goal. I formation for Michigan. They go with the run. They've got a guy. If he goes up the middle, it's a touchdown. He doesn't, and instead they're stopped. What are they going to do here? The team up north opts to be cowards right here. It's going to be 4th and goal, a field goal from almost the left hash mark. We got our field goal block unit out. We are close. We don't quite block it. That one is up the middle. It is going to be good, and the lead is cut to 7 as we're seeing Notre Dame, the #2 team in the nation, on the ropes with Michigan State, who beat a top team earlier this year. With this game being back to 7, we've sort of went away from our running game a lot. Barr hasn't had, again, the greatest game on the ground. He's been super effective through the air, but it's, again, about time we get him going there. Barr's got 10 attempts for basically 21 yards. He's averaging 2.1 yards a carry. Don't have to be a mathematician to figure that one out. Michigan has had so many more yards than us today. It has been... It's been a tough battle for a lot of reasons, but look at Barr finding some room. He goes for his longest run of the game, eclipsing more yards on that run than he had the entire game. You could probably argue if he doesn't run into his own guy there that the man still might be celebrating in the end zone. RJ Reilly, we haven't really seen much from today or even the past couple of weeks. He's going to be out here for a nice little carry. Reilly out here getting dirty with it. Reilly's got some room. Reilly's got some blocks. Reilly is going to get a shoestring tackle, but he picks up 30 big yards before they ever touch him. And in my opinion, there's not enough love for what Cedric Thornton does. That man lays his body out, whether it's the passes he throws, the pitches he throws out there, and the wide receiver options, which become a staple of this offense. He does a lot. But speaking of a guy that does a lot, is Sean Stewart getting in the end zone. They wrap him up, but it's too late. 19 yards. Usually he's a touchdown vulture on the goal line, but this time he says, nah, let me get some space. To be frank, the offense had been incredibly stagnant these last few drives, but that was a great way to bounce back. The lead is back to 14. They are in a bad spot, and Jay Coleman says, if you're going to stand up, I'm going to drop you. Fourth quarter's here, and you love to see it. We have an opportunity to knock off the #1 team in the nation after we got knocked off as the #1 team in the nation earlier this season. We're going to bring a man in motion. It's a little wide receiver reverse to Walker. Mike Walker with plenty of room. We can't get to him quite yet. Bernard Harvey can't get to him. DeMel Hill does, but it's 35 yards for Walker, who's done a lot of things good today. Going back to low press coverage. We imagine they're going back to the run. Nash back in the game. They go with the pitch to the outside. We got Tim Wade, who is not missing tackles at all. 2nd and 12. Douglas is back under center. Full back in the backfield for Nash. Feels like a run to the right-hand side. Instead, it's going to be Douglas trying to go up the middle, and he gets brought down immediately at the line. 3rd and long. We're going to drop a lot of our guys back. I don't want guys getting torched. We've had a lot of problems with that. We do not want that to happen right now. They throw one, and speaking of getting torched, it's Miller. Paul Miller on an unbelievable dive. Hats off to Ryan Douglas for a fantastic throw, but you see a lot of miscommunication there this time between Tim Wade and DeMel Hill about who sort of had the, top responsibility there, and neither of those guys figured it out. Wade should have probably ran a little bit deeper with him and allowed DeMel Hill to move over to that side of the field, but at the end of the day, it's a busted play that didn't work out, and they took advantage of it, and here we are just trying to figure out if we can convert a first down now. Barr's been held to 52 yards this week after getting 300-plus yards last game. It just hasn't really had that burst, but again, we still want to feed that man. Going underneath here to Tom Baker. Tom Baker gets CTE yet again. They drop him for a loss of 1, and we're punting. The defense has to make a play. We've had, obviously, a great play earlier from Tim Wade, which led to a fantastic stop and helped turn the tide a little bit, but we need something big here. We completely missing that going in the backfield, but Bernard Harvey does stand up Quentin Nash for 8. The tail of the tape for us, though, has been that we just cannot stop this running game. They've mixed in 3 to 4 different running backs, and all those guys have had great success against us. Douglas again trying to run, but he cannot get away from Mullins, who drops him for a loss of 3, his first sack of the game. I actually stand corrected. That was 64, not 94, and so that ends up being Bobby Evers getting, his first sack of the game. Still a great play. 3rd and 5. Lowe's bringing a little bit of pressure. Douglas still perfect pocket. He throws one, and it's over Matthew Fowler, who gives up a 21-yard grab to Michael Smith. 313 yards through the air for Douglas. It's been a great game for him. The turnovers have absolutely hurt them, but man, what he's done since those turnovers, again, it's not what you do, it's how you bounce back from it. A little over 4 minutes left. This game has a feeling like it goes down on the wire on this. Lowe watching. Out of the backfield, they hand it off to Nash again, but Hemphill crashes in for a tackle after 1. 6 tackles for Hemphill. We're playing the pass the whole way. No shot they running here. They end up going with the pass. We feel good. Douglas checks down. We got a couple of guys in the areas to the... Oh, no, are you kidding me? The tight end goes for 7. You feel like you got to stop. You got multiple defenders in the way, but man, that tight end just knows what he's doing. He fights through, does what he can, but Steve Lowe might have just killed a man. 2nd and 13, Michigan opting to go ahead and go with a quick pass here. They know time is not on their side. They float one. Wade is there. Wade doesn't get up. It's a miscommunication of Paul Miller for the 2nd time. It's on the end zone on the right side for a touchdown. Tim Wade had one key responsibility there. It is to keep track of the ball. He ends up telling Coach Mervin McMervin that he lost it in the sun. That's why he didn't jump. It's why he didn't ultimately see that there. But you know what? Excuses aren't going to get the job done. We're playing that team up north. We have to convert and make things happen. Jason Barr should be pretty heavy in this game plan going forward, whether it's through passes, runs, whatever it takes. We got to make sure we leverage that dude. And we're going to be seeing what Thornton can do as well as he picks up 9 more yards. There's been a lot of question marks about Cedric Thornton, his efficiency, his ability to run this team, his ability to just make sure this team can win games. But this is a big drive for him. Can he step up and lead this team when everyone sort of doubts him as he hits a little check down a Barr for 5? Our goal here really, though, is to score and make some plays and just keep getting first downs and chew the clock. Do not want to give Michigan the ball back with a lot of time on the clock as Barr's going to truck forward over 2 defenders for 8 big yards. We're not going to chew the clock again just yet because we aren't really in scoring territory at the moment. Sean Stewart comes in to spell out for Barr. He's looking for some room. Look at that cut. A 1-cut runner, if I've ever seen him, is he gets 6. We've given up 600 total yards of offense to Michigan today. That's just unbelievable. And this one off to Barr, who does get hit by the tackle, and he gets 2. 3rd and 3. We've been absolutely abysmal on 3rd down conversions. 3 for 7. Stewart coming to the game. Might throw Michigan off slightly. They still keen on the run, and look at Stewart. He has the first down. With 1 minute and 2 seconds left, we are in control of this game. We're pretty much close to field goal range for Hancock, but again, we want that touchdown. Barr looking for a touchdown of his own. Is going to fight forward for 13. If you're Michigan, you should probably start to get nervous at this point. We have the ball. 45 seconds left. We're absolutely in control. You have 2 running backs that are absolutely dominating. And both of these guys are finding ways to get yards. Michigan now using their timeouts. They're hoping they can get a stop here. Can Jason Barr find a way to get this first down? Bar cuts back, he sees a lane, and look at the vision from the young fella. Way to cut through and get that. We have just been running the football down their throat, not even opting to pass right now, even though Thornton has played really good in the passing game today. Stewart's gonna go up, and he's gonna get down this time at the 11. We're gonna wait, we're gonna call a timeout here right before we get to 3 seconds. Did what we needed to. Oh, and they call a timeout. So, okay, Michigan, we see you, fake Jim Harbaugh. We see what you're doing. Good news for us, though. We have the anti-freeze skill. The heck, y'all tackling our center? What's going on here? They're going to call another one, but we have anti-freeze. They called 3 timeouts in a row, but guess what? We got anti-freeze. You can't do anything. Oh, just kidding. We don't. This should be golden. 3 seconds left. Hancock, an All-American kicker. This one is up. This one is down the middle. We ran that to perfection. No time on the clock. We're going to walk out of here with a W. The pressure was on Kirk Hancock. You know what happens when you make pressure? We make diamonds out here. The W is going to us. Michigan can go back up north, and we're going to be celebrating Cascade Valley tonight. Again, this game was wild. It was clutch. We beat the #1 team in the nation. And it feels so weird not being that team. But Cedric Thornton, player of the game, 241 through the air and a touchdown, 33 in the ground. Bard was good, but honestly, Thornton, I think he was just better today, and I'm here for that. Recapping the player stats, Thornton goes 13 for 16, 240 plus, 1 touchdown, 1 sack. He played phenomenal today, and you love to see that. We see in the rushing side, Bar go for only 89 yards and 1 touchdown, but gotta imagine he was still pretty beat up for getting 300 plus last week. But Stewart comes in, a great compliment to him. 50 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was fantastic as well as Thornton and Reilly on that big 30-yard run. On the receiving side, we see Bargo 5 for 78, again showcasing he's super versatile and can play in the NFL in my opinion. His draft stock should be soaring. We see Jeremy Willis 4 for 80 with 1 touchdown. Terrence Williams has 62. Baker ends up losing 1, and Gold had a great 22-yard gab. On the defensive side, we're going to see Demel Hill get 8 total tackles. Stephen Lowe had 7. Tim Wade had 6, plus that incredible pick we'll talk about. And Hemphill had a 6 tackle game today, which is fantastic as well. From a sack perspective, we only had 1. It was by Bobby Edwards. And interceptions, we had 3 today. We had 1 from Dwayne Cole. We had 1 from Tim Wade. And good lord, we had 1 from Mike Hemphill, which went all the way back to the house, and we'll take that every single time. We beat the #1 team. I don't know where we'll rank next week, but you know what? It don't matter. We're the 7th team in the nation today, but soon we'll be back at #1 the way we're playing. Be safe, be smart, tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys on the next one.